Example 12. Now, there's quite a lot in this question. You've got P and Q, which are on this circle, and you know that C is the center of the circle. Here it is, the center. You know the coordinates of P and Q, and you know that M is the midpoint. So you know that this line here bisects the chord PQ. So if it bisects the chord PQ and it goes through the center, you know it's a perpendicular bisector. So you know that this angle here is a right angle, and we're going to need to know that quite soon. All right. The line L passes through M and C, and it passes, and M's the midpoint. So as I've just explained, you know that that's a right angle there. You've got to find the equation for L. Now, to find an equation for L, this is part A we're doing, I need to know the gradient of L and a point on L. Well, I know that L goes through M, and I know that M is the midpoint of P and Q. So I can find a point on the line L, because the midpoint of P and Q, which is going to be the midpoint of the x coordinates, that's -4/2, and the middle of the y coordinates, -6/2. So M is -2, -3. That is a point on the line L. So I've got a point on the line L. Now I need the gradient of the line L. Now I can't actually find the gradient of the line L, but I could find the gradient of PQ. And then I can use that to find L, because I know that L and PQ are perpendicular. So let's find the gradient of PQ. I'm going to call that M1, the gradient of PQ. So I write down P, and I write down Q. These questions are normally straightforward as long as you don't mess them up. So I'm going to find the gradient, little m1. I'm going to do Q, take away P. So -5 plus 1 over 3 minus -7. Be -4 over 10 minus 2/5. So that means that M2, the gradient of L, is 5/2, the inverse, the negative reciprocal of the gradient of PQ. All right, so now I know the gradient of L, and I know a point on L. So I can write down the equation of L. It's going to be y minus y1 equals mx minus x1. So that's going to be y. Now the point I'm using is this one here. It's going to be y plus 3 equals 5/2 x minus x plus 2. Excuse my writing. Let's make this a bit simpler for ourselves, shall we? So we'll multiply everything by 2, 2y plus 6, and multiply that bracket out as well. 5x plus 10. So that's going to give me 2y equals 5x plus 4. And if I wanted to write it as y equals mx plus c, it would be 4 divided by 2 is 2. It would be that. So that is part A done, the equation for L.